تسري كما الأنهار في جريان نادوا بتحرير العباد من الطغاة ودليلهم هذا الكتاب.
Extremist murji. Irja, the religion the rulers love. Irja, the religion of the rulers. They love it. This murji'a reject head, Al-Rayas, was talking about how people should be obedient to their rulers and not rebel against them, just like people were towards Al-Hajjaj. Our Salaf were towards Al-Hajjaj. Al-Hajjaj was oppressive, no doubt about it. But there's another side of Al-Hajjaj you need to learn of, they don't tell you about. Because Al-Hajjaj, I'm going to tell you this. Al-Hajjaj was a man who used to be an oppressor. I don't want to diminish that. Al-Dhahabi, rahimahullah, said, his deeds were buried in the ocean of his sins. We don't love him and we don't hate him. Ibn Kathir, rahimahullah, said, after mentioning a glimpse of his oppression that no one can deny, he said he was a man of chivalry and magnanimity. Why? Why Ibn Kathir would you say he's a man of chivalry and magnanimity after you were talking about his oppression? I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you another side of the story of this man. When I tell you that, you'll know how debased, dishonored, and disgraced those rulers are over there in the Holy Land shrine today. Al-Hajjaj killed, but Al-Hajjaj at the same time, he was a man of magnanimity. Why Ibn Kathir would you say that? Al-Hajjaj killed what was estimated, and Allah knows best, approximately 120,000. He definitely killed Abdullah ibn Zubayr ibn Awam and Sa'id ibn Jubayr. Al-Hajjaj was so oppressive that he gave an oath one time that he would kill Ibn Mas'ud. Had not Ibn Mas'ud not died before he reached him, he would have killed him. A Sahabi of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This tyrant killed and oppressed. He had a dark history, but did you know that he used to run away from harming a woman? Ghazala was a woman who used to challenge and dare him and disrespect him. He killed people who never even disrespected him. He killed people who never did nothing to him. One time after a battle, Ghazala was among the Khawarij, and she killed some of his soldiers. And then she told Al-Hajjaj, come on, me and you are going to go at it. The man who was like he was untouchable, people who he had a slight assumption that they may have said something about him, he would have killed him. He walked away from this woman. He ran away from this woman. That's why Umran ibn Qahtan, a famous poet, used to mock Al-Hajjaj with that stance that he took. He said in his famous poem, أَسَدٌ عَلَيَّ وَفِي الْحُرُوبِ نَعَامَةٌ فَتْخَاءَ تَنْفِرُ مِنْ صَفِيرِ الصَّافِرِينَ. A lion on us and an ostrich in the wars, an ostrich that runs from the whistle when someone whistles. That was because he walked away from a big battle. But then he says, هَلَّا بَرَسْتَ إِلَى غَزَالَةَ فِي الْوَغَى بَلْ كَانَ قَلْبُكَ فِي جَنَاحَيْ طَائِرِ. Why don't you stand up to Ghazala? Why don't you stand up to that woman Ghazala? Did you have the heart of a bird when she dared you? Like a bird. When you get close to a bird, the bird flies away. Why'd you fly and run away from that woman? Al-Hajjaj was an oppressor. He killed and oppressed at a slight accusation, sometimes with no accusation. But women were a red zone. You don't mess with them. He would kill and oppress men. Women are our honor. You don't mess with them. In 440, Al-Bayruni, who died 440 years after the hijrah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in his book Al-Jamahir fi Ma'rifat Al-Jawahir, and also Yaqut al-Hamawi in his book Mu'jam al-Buldan, when he talks under the town of Wasit, they mention Al-Hajjaj in another story that happened to Hajjaj to show you how he was towards women. Abdul Wahhab al-Thaqafi, when they used to mention Al-Hajjaj in negative matters, how his oppression and what he did, he used to get mad and tell him, be quiet. He used to tell him Al-Hajjaj was a man when a woman in India was taken as a concubine, a Muslim woman. Al-Hajjaj was in Baghdad in Iraq. When a woman was taken as a concubine in India, Al-Hajjaj set forth. He heard that the woman called Al-Hajjaj, oh Hajjaj, rescue me. Hajjaj said, Labbayki ukhtahu labbayki. I'm at your command, sister, I'm at your command. Al-Hajjaj exerted all his effort and spent 7 million dirham to reach India and rescue this woman. What happened? What happened that now we live in such shame? Al-Ma'mun, the brother of Al-Mu'tasim. This is Al-Mu'tasim. Then you got Al-Hajjaj. Then you have what the Prophet ﷺ did with Bani Qaynuqa. Al-Ma'mun, in the book Muruj al-Dhahab, Al-Mas'udi mentions the story. And you also read it in Al-Baladhiri. Al-Baladhiri, who lived during the time of Al-Ma'mun. His book, Fath al-Buldan, he mentions the story. When a woman called Mu'tasim, a group of women came to him and said, "Oh uncle, we're in a situation." They were in some situation where someone was transgressing against them. He said, "La khawfun alaykum insha'Allah, khadalani Allahu in khadaltukum." May Allah let me down. Don't be afraid. May Allah let me down if I let you down. Our women were our honor and still are. Our honor and our pride, they're untouchable. Our beloved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam died telling men in control of women to take care of them. He died uttering those words right before his final prayers and supplications. He told the husband who has full authority, almost full authority, after the authority of Allah over women. Imagine a guard or a bum, or bums who rule a country with iron fist. Women are a red zone. Everyone knows not to mess with them. Now, look more at the history. Our bright white history taught us our women are inviolable. You gotta know that. You gotta understand that. Our sisters were calling wa mu'tasimah in Buraida. When this matter went on and the buses came in and the vicious guards took out their batons and clubs and they sealed off the area, our sisters were calling similar to that which called wa mu'tasimah. Our sisters were shouting on Twitter. Back over there, it took a messenger to say it. Now they said it on Twitter. I'm going to give it as an example, not just to target this man. The man with the da'iyah with the most followers, 4 million followers. Till today, he hasn't said a clear word of support to these women. The women are calling, "Oh men, oh dua, oh Muslims, all over the world, oh Muslims in our country." The number one da'iyah with the most followers, 4 million followers, and I'm not targeting him. The second one after him isn't any better than he is. The flip-flopper with 4 million followers is tweeting at that same moment about a 14,000 riyal bill he had to pay. لقد أسمعت لو ناديت حيا ولكن لا حياة لمن. Alhamdulillah, we have Twitter. ولكن لا حياة لمن تنادي ولو أن نارا نفخت بها أضاءت ولكن أنت تنفخ في روادي. Sisters, if you blow to make a fire expand, you blow good. That's good, the fire will expand. But you're blowing in ashes. Save your breath. It is those who are claiming guardianship of Islam that are doing this. Why blame a wolf for attacking your sheep when the Bedouin is against his own sheep? لا يلام الذئب في عدوانه إذا كان الراعي عدو الغنم. History has documented one of the lowest points in the Muslim world ever in 617, when a woman from the Tatar would tell a Muslim, "Put your head on this rock, let me go get another rock and crush your skull." He had such a defeatist mentality that he would sit and lay there and wait for the other rock, not even attempting to run away. Defeatist mentality, one of the lowest points of Islam. That was in 617 years after the Hijrah. Now, 1434 after the Hijrah of the Prophet ﷺ is another low point. More so, February 2013. When women, children, and infants get taken and beaten and attacked and imprisoned by supposed Muslim and dua, and the Muslim and dua are in a status of sleep like that of the people of the Kahf. Where's the dua till today? Where's the ulama? Where's that? If Bashar was to do that, that man of 4 million, and I'm saying him as an example, and there's all the rest are like him, most of the rest, illa man rahimallah. If that man, if it was Bashar, he'd be on Twitter like he did before and saying, "Who's going to send me quotes so I can deliver a stunning speech against Bashar?" Yeah. Who's going to tweet me quotes and send me links so I can deliver a stunning speech about Bashar? What about your leaders over there? What about your crocodile tears are for the women of Syria, allegedly, if they were sincere? What about the women about a few miles from your house? He called Bashar a dog on the pulpit. Kilab, what about your leaders? Your leaders, كِلَابٌ لِلْأَجَانِبِ هُمْ وَلَكِنْ عَلَى أَبْنَاءِ جَلْدَتِهِمْ أَسُودٌ. Your leaders are nothing but dogs to the enemies and foreigners, but vicious lions on our sisters. This has become of this ummah. This is how our ummah lost its leadership in domination of ruling by justice, a ummah that has become a raven to every single deceitful miscreant. That was our ummah. That is the present status of our ummah. Our women are in prison and there's total silence, and there's even justification in cover-ups and anti-slogans and dishonoring of our honored sisters.